When it comes to sports in Lorain, your station to watch is TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
And welcome to Junior Varsity Volleyball, Bedford versus Lorain. Alongside Joe Bach, my name's Rob Polinsky. As we get started, both teams in white uniforms. Bedford is serving. They've got the green numerals. Lorain receiving in the blue, and Bedford takes a 1-0 lead here in the Junior Varsity first game. Emily Rist serving for Bedford. She serves an ace. It's 2-0. The Bearcats with the lead over Lorain. Starting for the Lorain young ladies, it is Jaya Beard, Sahara Velez, Alexis Dunnigan, Julia Lurie, Stephanie Montanez-Diaz, and Alexandria Church. And again, serving Emily Rist for the Bedford JVs. Another good serve. It's going to be played from the back, but unable to pass it forward is Sahara Velez. It's 3-0 Bedford. So the Bearcats with a good start. They are 7-3 on the year, and the JVs from Lorain come in at 3-5. Played ahead to the middle row, or the middle of the front row, hitting it over Alexandria Church for the point. For the Titans, they lead 3-1. As they get set to serve, and serving for the JV Titans will be Jaya Beard. She is a sophomore. Beard puts it into the net, and Bedford leads 4-1 off that missed serve. Lyric Wells coming in for Bedford. She will play in the front row. And going back to serve is Aubrey Parham. She's a sophomore. Parham off the top of the net, but it goes out of bounds. Back-to-back missed serves. Gives Lorain the service back, and they trail 4-2. Alexandria Church, the junior, will go back to serve for the Lady Titans. Again, they have a record of 3-5, and Bedford at 7-3. It surprises me, Joe. The day we're taping this is September 12th, and this is Bedford's 11th match already.
Right, yeah.
Coach for the Lorain Titans in her second year at Lorain is Serena Rodriguez, and the coach for the JVs for Bedford is Shanthony Duncan. A nice serve by Church right on the line. That's an ace, and we're tied at 4. The Titans with 3 consecutive points. Is it just me, or does that seem like a lot of games already?
Well, volleyball, usually the regular season ends early October.
That's true.
But it is a lot of games. I do agree with you.
Bedford with the point leads 5-4. As we are early on in game one, a couple of substitutions for the Bearcats. Checking in to serve will be Alasia Beard. And coming up to play the front row is Zakila Stephen. Beard serve. Alexis Dunnigan plays it for Lorain. And a miss hit by the Titans, slipping to the floor. For the Lady Titans. I have to double check that number. I don't have that young lady's name. Middle of the front row, sending it back over to the Bearcat side. On the second hit, they get it ahead, and Zakila Stevens sends it over. Alexis Dunnigan for Lorain with a cross-court hit. It goes to the back row for the Bearcats, and on the third hit, Bedford will send it over. Again, that's Zakila Stevens, a sophomore. Point for Bedford. They lead 6-4. Alasia Beard serving. Good deep serve that's played from the back row for the Titans. And they send it ahead. Back to the Bearcat side. And played from to Dunnigan with the set, and she went into the net. That's a point for Bedford. Oh, no, my bad. It's actually the point goes to Lorain. I'm not sure what happened there, Joe. I thought they were.
I thought they called number 12 in the net.
I thought they did too, but they did not. But Lorain gets the serve and the point, and Alexis Dunnigan will serve. From the back row, Emily Rist sends it ahead. Beard sends it over to the Titans. Dunnigan with the set. And it's hit into the net that time. A little miscommunication for Lorain. Natalie Patterson, a freshman, up to the JV. Puts it into the net. It's, well, the scoreboard says 8-5. I thought Bedford was up now 7-5. Dunnigan with the set. Middle of the front row, again hitting that into the net was Patterson. And they're saying Bedford leads 9-5, so we will too. And serving for the Bearcats, Kennedy Bell. Kennedy Bell just sends it over. Dunnigan with the set. Right side of the front row. Titans send it back over to the Bearcat side. Emily Rist, left side of the front row, puts that one down with the kill. Emily Rist makes it 10-5. That sophomore has had a good early game for Bedford. She wears number 21 on the back of her jersey. And serving for the Lady Bearcats is Kennedy Bell. See the sophomore right there. Right hand overhand serve. That's not going to make it over. 10-6. Lorain trailing by 4 gets the serve back. Substitution for the Titans. Stephanie Montanez Diaz checks in and she will serve. Montanez Diaz, nice deep serve. Bearcats aren't able to play it as Kennedy Bell and Lyric Wells couldn't get it over. 10-7. Bearcats still lead by 3. Early on game 1. Again, just joining us, you play 2 games out of 3. They play to 25. You must win by 2 points. Lyric Wells sends it too far for the girls in the front row to hit it, but not over the net, so that's a point for the Titans. It's 10-8. So Lorain with a comeback here have scored 3 consecutive points. As Montanez Diaz, the junior, serves just off the top of the net, and the Bearcats aren't able to play it, so if you will, a little net cord there for Lorain. They benefit. Now back in the day, before rally scoring, yeah, you weren't able to, there was no good, but now they allow that. And the Bearcats from the back row send it over to Montanez Diaz, set by Dunnigan. Hit over on the right side of the front row, nicely done. Caitlin Ramos, but the Bearcats are able to play it back. Dunnigan, and at the battle at the net that time goes to Bedford. Dunnigan digs it out, sent over by the Titans on the third hit that time, Sahara Velez. Longest rally of game 1, Velez. Dunnigan, right side of the front row, into the net by Natalie Patterson, and it's 11-9 Bedford. That was a really nice point right there.
Sure was. Yeah, it was the best action we've had here all evening.
Longest rally for sure.
Absolutely.
Coach Rodriguez giving her team encouragement. And a nice line drive serve and an ace for the Bearcats. And serving up that ace is Corey Bryant. She's a sophomore. Where's number 23? You see her right there. Young lady with an excellent serve. With a good deep serve that time. Titans play it. Dunnigan with the set. Middle of the front row sent over by Caitlin Ramos, a freshman. And what a job at the net, diving for it and getting the point for the Titans. Saving that was Stephanie Montanez Diaz. And a super job by her. Great effort, Joe. She dove to the court, got it to the Bedford side, and Lady Bearcats put it out of bounds. And it'll be Sahara Velez, a junior, serving for Lorain. And that one just off the top of the net, falls on the Titan side. Bearcat point, 13-10. So we're about halfway through game number 1 of our junior varsity match. Coming in to serve for the Bearcats is Janiyah Wilson. It would help if I looked at the right team's roster. And it is sent over but out of bounds. It'll be a point for Bedford. They lead 14-10. So Janiyah Wilson, sophomore, wears the green jersey because she is the libero for Bedford, and hits it into the net, 15-10. Bedford with a 5-point lead. Joe, you've had a chance to see the varsity team for Lorain and the JVs. Your thoughts are early on. I know it's really early in the year, but Julia Lurie, a junior, will serve.
Yeah, so far they've looked pretty good on the games we've covered for TV 20. Like I said,
good.
They're undefeated in our coverage. I think it's next Monday. We got a big match coming up. No, it's the following Monday against Vermilion.
Okay.
So that'll be a local team. So
yeah, and the Titans don't get to do that very often. I know they played Open Door early. They played Elyria early.
Right. Yeah, they have Clearview in a tri match coming up one of the Saturdays here very shortly, and that's a whole late morning and early afternoon of volleyball.
Titans trail 15-12. Serving is Jaya Beard. Sophomore serves. Emily Rist from the back row for Bedford. Now they set it up to Rist. She'll send it over. Dugout, and from the back row, unable to get it over the net for the Titans was Jaya Beard. 16-12 Bedford. Well, we'll have the varsity match later on, but I can tell you that Lorain's varsity 4-4 overall, but in the LEL, 3-0. So doing a good job in league play. Got to improve that non-league a little bit, but right. I think the Titans always try to play really good competition in their non-conference.
They do.
To try to get better. Dunnigan will set it over. There's the fake set, nice job. And that is Julia Lurie. I thought she was going to set. She put it right in between the front row and the back row and gets the point for the Titans, and they trail 16-13.
Yeah, she not only fooled you, but she fooled
more importantly, fooled the team. Alexandria Church to serve for the second time for Lorain. She served up a couple of points her first time. That line drive serve is played ahead by the Bearcats. Sending it over was Kennedy Bell for Bedford, and hitting it into the net is Natalie Patterson, a freshman for Lorain at 17-13 Bedford. Both teams substitute. Bearcats serving, leading 17-13. Done again from the back row. And it's sent into the net by the libero Sahara Velez. 18-13 Bedford. Timeout Lorain. So the Titans want a timeout to talk it over here in game one. They trail 18-13. You see right there on your monitor Coach Serena Rodriguez talking with her team. They come in with a record of 3-5 overall. Bedford having a better season to this point. You take a look at the Bedford coaching staff with their junior varsity team. They have a record of 7-3. Shanthony Duncan is the head junior varsity coach for Bedford. They had the long bus ride, and sometimes during rush hour to get from the east side to the west side, not the easiest thing to do. And Bearcats got here a little bit late, but they seem they got off the bus ready to play, Joe.
They did, yeah. So far, it looks pretty good for the Bearcats.
We'll see what Lorain can do to come back, as maybe they called that timeout to try to stop the momentum. As serving is Alasia Beard. Beard, the serve is just a little bit wide into the backcourt, but it was wide. Point for Lorain. It's 18-14, and the Titans will serve. And serving is Alexis Dunnigan. Sent over by the Bearcats. Dunnigan with the set, middle of the front row, and there's a miss hit on the serve. They're going to call that a double hit.
Double hit, yep.
So that will give the point to Bedford, and the Bearcats lead 19-14 in this back and forth game one. And serving is Kennedy Bell. She did a nice job serving earlier in this game for Bedford. Back row. Dunnigan now with the set, and a cross-court kill is going to be good by Natalie Patterson, the freshman. Titans with a point. They now trail by just 4 at 19-15.
Yeah, nice to see Natalie connect on one.
And going back to serve, Stephanie Montanez Diaz, a junior. Bearcats going to get it over on the third hit. They do so. Being able to do that was Aubrey Parham. And another kill for the freshman for Lorain, Natalie Patterson. Back-to-back points for number 3 for Lorain, 19-16. They trail by 3. Natalie Patterson getting some confidence there from the middle of the front row. Playing better as game 1 has gone on. Right side of the front row for Bedford, sending that over is Lyric Wells. And into the net that time, Patterson give the point to Bedford, and they regain a 4-point lead at 20-16. Checking in for Bedford. She served earlier. It is Corey Bryant, a sophomore. Set left side of the front row, and that's going to be a point for the Titans. Jaya Beard, the sophomore, with the kill off of the Bearcats. 20-17. Titans trail by 3. And serving is Sahara Velez, junior. Velez, and Bearcats will not be able to get that over on 3 hits. Point for Lorain, and it's now 20-18. The Bearcat lead is all the way down to 2. This is as close as Lorain has been since it was 12-10.
Well, you got to hate those unforced errors, especially in a close match like this.
Especially late stages when you can't just give away points.
Right.
Serve it into the net. Bedford leads 21-18. Zakila Stephen, a sophomore, to serve for the Bearcats. Alexandria Church, good deep play. And the Bearcats can't play it ahead. 21-19, point for Lorain. They trail by 2. Joe, earlier today we had the freshmen of Cleveland Heights play Lorain freshmen, and I don't know if you thought about this, but just as I've been watching this game 1, the difference between the freshmen and the JV, the skill set that I don't know if it's just the difference between Bedford and Cleveland Heights or the fact that it's freshman and JV, but to me it's pretty noticeable.
Oh, definitely. The speed is definitely more.
Longer rallies, better played overall. Diving forward, unable to dig that out is Stephanie Montanez Diaz. Point for the Bearcats. And they go up 22-19. And, we've talked about it before, but I think in most sports, really at the high school level, you see that when you go up to that next level. And we'll see it when we go to the varsity. Alexis Dunnigan can't play that ahead. It's 23-19.
Yeah, the same I'm sure you saw last week when the 7th and 8th grade played.
Correct. Yeah, the 8th grade, big difference. We've got a timeout on the court as the Titans trail at 23-19 in the late stages of game 1. You play 2 games out of 3. You play to 25. You must win by 2 points. I want to remind you that you are watching Lorain City Schools television. It's WLCS TV 20, Spectrum Cable. Check out on social media. We've got it covered. You can follow us on Twitter. That is at LCS_TV 20. Check out the YouTube station, Lorain Schools TV 20. Joe Box has over 1.4 million hits. And if you go to look at Lorain Schools TV 20 on Facebook, you're going to find all your entertainment and informational needs. And you guys send out an awful lot of tweets and social media, and it's a great way to find out what's going on with the schools and what's going on with TV 20.
Yeah, we try to keep the public informed about the good news about our schools.
And serving 2 points away from game 1 is Emily Rist. Sends it to the back row. Miscommunication by the Titans, and it will be sent back over, though. Montanez Diaz saved the day there for Lorain. Church will send it back. Bearcats have it, and the left side of the front row. And what do we have here? A point for the Lorain Titans as Bedford there. Kennedy Bell, I think maybe hit it on the other side of the antenna wire, Joe, would be my guess.
Yes.
It's got to see the antenna wire that goes over the net. You can see it right there as Joe Bach shows you head referee Gary Lilly. That antenna wire right above that, it's got to be to the right of that. It's got to be in play. If it goes to the left of that, it's no good, and that's exactly what happened. But the Bearcats get it right back, and now they lead 24-20, and we are at game point, game number 1. Lyric Wells, sophomore, comes back in to play the front row for Bedford, and going back to serve, Aubrey Parham, a chance to give Bedford a 1-0 lead. Parham serve, it was on the line. Lorain let it drop, and it fell right on the line, and Bedford wins game 1, 25-20. So that's going to do it for game 1 of junior varsity girls volleyball. They'll switch sides. We'll be back for game 2 after this timeout. Game 1 went to Bedford, 25-20. We're back with more junior varsity girls volleyball after this timeout on WLCS TV 20, your home for Lorain City Schools television.
In an instant, life can change. Hi, I'm veteran J.R. Martinez. If you've been hurt or disabled due to your service, the last thing you need to do is hurry up and wait for a VA claims decision. Make sure you file an electronic, fully developed claim, or e-claim, for disability compensation on e-benefits. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a claims decision. Learn more at ebenefits.va.gov. E-claims and e-benefits. Online VA claims made simple.
We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, "No thanks, not my thing."
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
And welcome back. Game number 2 of our junior varsity match between Bedford and Lorain. 2 Lake Erie League schools lead. Lorain Titans down 1-0. Will begin game number 2 with the serve. Alexandria Church gets called for an illegal hit and illegal lift as she tried to hit it over the net. And that will give Bedford the 1-0 lead. Bedford won game 1, 25-20. So the Titans will need to bounce back here in games 2 and 3 to win this match. And there's a mishit off the serve receive from Stephanie Montanez Diaz, and Bedford with the early 2-0 lead. So serving for the Bedford Bearcats. I thought she had a good first game for them. A sophomore, Emily Rist.
Yeah, definitely. She served quite well and played on the floor really well as well.
Longer rally here. Titans, Alexandria Church, middle of the front row, sends it over. Unable to pass that forward is Janiyah Wilson, the libero for Bedford. Lorain gets their first point of game 2 and trail 2-1 early on. So it'll be Jaya Beard, a sophomore. She's going to go back to serve. Serena Rodriguez, the junior varsity coach, giving instructions to the JV Lorain Lady Titans. Aubrey Parham, third hit for Bedford, sends it over. Dug out very nicely by the Titans, and sending it over for Lorain was Sahara Velez. There's the set and mishit, or I should say miscommunication. Julia Lurie with the set, but then no Titans came up to play it, and that one fell to the gym floor to the dismay of the Lorain Titans. They trail 3-1. Aubrey Parham, sophomore, to serve. All the girls for Bedford on the JV team are sophomores except 2 freshmen. And the young ladies for Lorain, they range in age from freshmen to juniors in this JV game. Bedford leads 4-1 as one of the juniors for Lorain just put it wide, and that was Alexandria Church. Freshman plays it from their back row, Jaya Beard. And they were going to get one of the Bearcats into the net.
17.
Yep, and that will give Lorain the point, and that's Lyric Wells who got called for that violation. Lorain was going to get that point anyway, but they lead 4-2, or they trail 4-2, I'm sorry. Junior varsity volleyball, both teams in white uniforms. Lorain on the right side of the TV serving, Bedford receiving on the left. Serve goes into the net by Church. Bedford with a point, and they'll get the serve back up 5-2. But Bedford trimmed in green, Lorain in blue. Alasia Beard, who served well in game 1, comes in to serve. Alexis Dunnigan sends it back to Sahara Velez, the libero. Now it's sent over. And the young lady, we don't have her number. But that's a point for the Titans, and they trail 5-3. And Alexis Dunnigan to serve. And in between 2 Bearcats, little communication problem there. And Lorain will take it, and they trail 5-4.
That's 2 in a row that the communication cost the Bearcats a point.
Dunnigan sends it ahead. Bearcats are going to play it over, and from the middle of the front row, Jaya Beard for Lorain sends it back to the Bearcat side. Left side of the front row into the net, and Bedford gets the point, and they now lead 6-4 in game 2. Bedford won game 1, 25-20, so Lorain finds themselves having to win 2 straight games if they're going to win this match. And serving for the Bearcats, Kennedy Bell. From the back row, Titans send it over. And a miss-hit from the middle of the front court, Zakayla Stephen. Miss-hit that, and the Titans get the point. They trail 6-5. Coming in the serve, Stephanie Montanez Diaz. She's a 5'4" junior. Good deep serve that is miss-hit by Kennedy Bell of Bedford, and we are tied at 6. So Lorain has battled back after falling behind 4-1. They have tied game 2 early at 6. Third hit on the left side of the front row for Lorain. Emily Rist puts it down, and the Bearcats lead 7-6. Substitution coming in to serve is Corey Bryant, sophomore. She served well in game 1 for Bedford. Montanez Diaz hits it, but plays it forward, but the Titans let it fall to the floor. Again, that's one of those, everybody thought somebody else had it. Nobody called for it, and it's now 8-6 Bedford. Corey Bryant, nice deep serve, dug out by the Titans. It's the set for Sahara Velez. Now set for Emily Rist, left side of that front row. That's good in front of a diving Velez. And it's 9-6 Bedford with 3 consecutive points after we were tied at 6 apiece. Velez, Dunnigan with the set, sending it over on the third hit, freshman Natalie Patterson. And there's a miss hit, a double hit on the set by Corey Bryant. That gives the point to Lorain as Corey Bryant miss-hit that. A double hit, and give it back to Lorain the serve, and they trail by 2 as they try to even this match at a game apiece. Patterson, Rist, puts it over. Again, Patterson to Dunnigan. Middle of the front row, Alexandria Church with a point for Lorain. 9-8, Titans are within 1. Natalie Patterson, a freshman. Jump serve.
Nice.
I believe that's the first one we've seen today.
Yes.
We're tied at 9. You can see the power that those jump serves create, Joe, and it just makes it so much tougher to receive that serve.
Yeah, plus it looks pretty intimidating there coming at you.
Here's another one. And Wrist did a really good job of getting it over, but she couldn't help herself. She touched the net, Joe, after she hit it. It gives Lorain the point. Lorain gets their first lead of game 2 at 10-9. And believe it or not, this is the first lead of the match for the Titans.
Wow.
They trailed the entire way in game 1. And Bedford, well, there's the scoreboard says 10-10, but it should be 11-9 Lorain.
Oh, yeah,
They
right.
were just up, and now we get a miss hit into the net.
Huh.
Well, that's a mistake at the scorer's table, but it's 11-10 Bedford according to the scoreboard.
Yeah, that's not right.
Serving is Aaliyah Slaughter. I believe it's her first time into the match. Dunnigan with a set for Lorain. Alexandria Church hits it back, and it was out of bounds. Boy, it's funny, Joe. Aaliyah Slaughter tried to go back to hit it. She couldn't get there, and good thing for her and her teammates that she did not.
Right.
Because it was out of bounds. So Bedford leads 12-10. Well, now they do fix the score. What do we say every time there's a... 11-11. Aaliyah Slaughter can't get that over the net point for Lorain. Titans lead 12-11. Coming in to serve for Lorain is Julia Lurie. And checking in for Bedford is Zakila Stephen. There's going to be a point for Lorain as there was some kind of a violation as the Bedford serve-receive team either wasn't set or I'm not sure what that meant, but I do know they gave a point to Lorain because of the violation. So the Titans lead by 2. Lurie with the set. Church puts it into the net. That's a point for Bedford, and the Bearcats cut the lead to 13-12.
Yeah, they weren't set on the court correctly.
But we're set up here correctly.
We are.
Thanks to Joe Bach. Emily Rist with a line drive, ace serve, and it's now 13 apiece. Game 2. Bedford leads 1-0. Rist again, sends it back to Velez. Lurie back to Velez. Velez sends it over to the Bedford side. Set, right side of the front row, hitting into the net was a young lady from Bedford, and that was Aubrey Parham. So Lorain leads 14-13. Take a look at Coach Rodriguez, and the Lorain side is getting set to serve as Jaya Beard, a sophomore. Bearcats on the third hit it over. And we're going to get a point for Bedford on that. We're tied at 14.
Quite a few net violations and unforced errors in this game.
Lyric Wells to check in for Bedford. And miscommunication for the Titans, and we're going to get a timeout for Coach Rodriguez. She wasn't happy about that. Bedford leads 15-14 here halfway through the second game. Joe, with some upcoming things on WLCS TV 20, I know we're doing some, junior high thing, full sports in full swing with volleyball and with soccer and with football, and you've got it at at all levels, junior high, freshman, varsity, JV, boys and girls.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We've got some soccer double headers coming up. We've got and we have the game in the field again. We did that last year. It was the only way to cover Southview Middle. And once again this year, as the schedules work out, the only chance for us to cover them is in the field next to the school. So I will bring a ladder in from home, and I'll be out there doing the game. So yeah, we try to give everybody some coverage. We'll do all 10 varsity football games this year, as well as some freshmen in JV.
Great. Back to action, and Bedford will get the immediate point off the serve. They lead 16-14. I'm excited, Joe, because you've got me scheduled next month to do my first ever girls varsity soccer match. Last year you had me do a boys varsity soccer match, and this year I get to do one of each. So
yeah,
I'm excited for that, to see my first girls varsity soccer match.
Yeah, and we're trying to do our soccer matches with the club. So
right, I remember that from last year.
Yeah, we'll have multi-cameras and some replays. And
the boys and girls both played George Daniel for that, correct?
That's correct.
17-14, Bearcats lead. Aubrey Parham sends it to Alexandria Church, and Church will hit it over, but well out, and Bedford leads 18-14. The Bearcats trying to get a 2-game sweep over Lorain. They won game 1, 25-20. I don't know how you keep it straight, you and Bob, with everywhere you guys have been. I think you've got over 40-some events in just the fall.
Yeah. We sure do.
Parham to Church from the back row. And that one's not going to be put over the net. It goes out of bounds into the crowd. Bedford with their biggest lead in game 2 at 5 points at 19-14.
And we're also going to bring back some studio programs. Our studio is just about done now. And so we'll be doing some stuff out of there as well.
Okay, good. Titans down 5, trying to get back into it. Emily Rist sends it to the back row, played ahead by Sahara Velez. Jaya Beard sends it over to the Bedford side. Velez dug it out. Lurie sends it over, and that's going to be a point for the Titans. Nice job by Julia Lurie, the junior setter.
Yeah, really big point. They needed that one.
Titans trail 19-15. They'll serve. It'll be Alexandria Church to go back to serve for Lorain. Church sends it back, and that is out just long. Janiyah Wilson let it go past her. Good thing for her, for Bedford, that she did, because it gave Bedford the point. They lead 20-15, and serving for the Lady Bearcats is Alasia Beard. Bedford 7-3 for the JVs. Lorain 3-5. Beard serve. Lurie on the second hit. Done again. Won't get it over the net. 21-15. Timeout, Lorain. So the Titans with their second timeout this game, trailing 21-15. Game 1 went to Bedford, 25-20. In that game, Lorain never led, as Bedford got the early 3-0 lead. Never trailed. It was close at times. It was 10-9, 12-10, 16-13. 19-16, but Bedford 21-19, but they scored 4 of the last 5 points to win 25-20. This game, Bedford took an early lead. Lorain took their first lead in either game. It took till game 2 for Lorain when they got up 10-9. That was their first lead. See a young lady there. Is that one of your students that is taking pictures when she's not texting?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That's Liz
taking
Husky.
advantage of the timeout.
Yep, she's with Club TV 20.
All right, that young lady's name?
Liz Husky.
Liz Husky doing a good job. And Bedford leads 21-15. So Bedford 4 points away from a 2-game sweep in junior varsity volleyball. Dunnigan to Lurie. Lurie will send it over to the Bearcat side. Sent back over by Kennedy Bell of Bedford. Lurie with the set. Natalie Patterson, the freshman for Lorain. Hits it over the Bedford side. The Bearcats' Lyric Wells will put it back over to Lorain. There's the set. Cross-court spike is dug out. Back row for the Bearcats. Good defense for them. Zakila Steven. And again, the battle, and that's going to be a point for Bedford, 22-15. That was one of our longer points of the match.
Sure was.
They are 3 points away from a 2-game sweep. And that is just wide, out of bounds, off the serve of Elijah Beard. That gives Lorain a much-needed point, and they trail 22-16. But Alexis Dunnigan, sophomore, will try to serve Lorain back into game 2. Wrist digs it out. Third hit off the top of the net. Dunnigan sent over. Bearcats will hit it just out of bounds. Yeah, that was very close, but Lyric Wells just hit it out of bounds. Point for Lorain. It's 22-17 Bedford. Let's see if Dunnigan can make game 2 interesting here, Joe. If she gets 2, 3, 4 more points, could put some pressure on the Bearcats. Unable to do so because Zakila Steven with a nice kill. And Bedford up 23-17, 2 points away from going to 8-3. And it's Kennedy Bell who will serve. Kennedy serve from the back row. Lurie sends it over, and it's put right down by Lyric Wells. She was able to put that straight down, and we are at match point.
Nice kill.
24-17. Substitution for Lorain, Caitlin Ramos. Freshman who played in game 1 comes back in at match point. And Ramos put it into the net, and that is the match. So Bedford wins in 2 games, 25-20 and 25-17. The JV Bedford Bearcats go to 8-3 overall. And Serena Rodriguez, her junior varsity Lorain Titans, they fall to 3-6 on the campaign. That's going to do it for our JV coverage, Joe. But good game for Lorain, but they just take a little bit short.
Right, and like I mentioned before, if you're watching on Spectrum Cable, we have the Varsity coming up shortly here. But if you're watching on YouTube, you'll have to reload to get the next game.
All right, thanks again, Joe. In 2 games, Bedford wins it 25-20 and 25-17. For Joe Bach, this is Rob Polinsky letting you know that you've been watching Junior Varsity Girls Volleyball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.